Okay, can you stay here and reach around there? Good job, Annabelle. 3 years old and milking a cow. This is Buttercup, and this morning I'm going to teach Emmeline how to milk. What she's eating is alfalfa hay with wheat bran and sunflower seeds and her minerals mixed in. Our cows are entirely grass-fed, so this is what we feed them in the mornings. And we're going to give Emmeline a milking lesson. It's quite important to have the right equipment. I like to use stainless steel. Some people use plastic, but stainless steel is better. I have a small bucket here with some wash water. That's warm water with a few drops of iodine in it. And then my milk bucket, which I've actually already used this morning to milk a cow, so that's why it looks milky. And the milk tote. This is what we dump the milk in as we're milking. I also have some coconut oil here. Usually we use lotion. We like to use Utterly Smooth body cream, but coconut oil also works. We're out of the lotion right now. So, before you milk, it's very important to get your cow good and clean. So you take your wet washcloth with the iodine water on it, and you wash the cow's whole udder. And I mean the whole udder. All the way up the sides. Of course, you wash the teats, wash the bottoms of the teats. Try not to squirt yourself in the face like I just did. Wash up the side of the udder. Put the back of the udder. Up the sides. Like this. Down the teats. Clean the ends thoroughly. And kind of all the way up to her belly, so that her whole udder gets good and clean. Then you take a dry towel. Drying off is at least as important as washing, because if you leave all that dirty water on there, then it can drip down into your milk, and you can still get bacteria in the milk even if you've just thoroughly washed her. So you have to dry her as well. And you dry everywhere that you've washed. So now her whole udder is really good and clean. And we can go ahead and start milking. I like to discard the first squirt from each teat. So you squirt 1 time or 2 times from each teat. You could squirt it directly on the ground like I did, or you could feed it to a dog, put it in a little bucket, whatever. And then you put your coconut oil or lotion on her. This is just to help moisturize the udder and keep her from getting dry, cracked skin. When you have real dry, cracked udders, that provides a perfect place for staph to grow, and you can get really nasty mastitis. So it's very wise to keep their udders moisturized. It's kind of chilly this morning, so all my coconut oil has solidified. Kind of warm it up some. But there we go. Now we can start milking. Hit okay, real still. Alright, so when you milk, you let the cow to move her legs back a little bit so that you can easily get to her udder, like this. And Some people prefer to tie the cow's legs back. I personally don't. I think it irritates them. But if you have a kicky cow or an untrained young cow, it helps to tie their legs back. So milking action is quite simple. You basically are just squeezing out milk. Now when they're first very full, you basically just have to squeeze. But the way that you do it is you wrap one finger. Some people use these two fingers and then squeeze with these. I prefer to keep my first finger and thumb up on the udder and squeeze with this finger. You close off the top of the teat and then squeeze with the other fingers, like so. So you close the teat, squeeze. Close the teat, squeeze. If you just squeeze straight like this, the milk all shoots back up in the udder. So, see, you don't really get anything. But when you close off the top, then it forces the milk to come out. See, so when you milk, I like to push the milk down into the udder with these two fingers, into the teat from the udder. So I actually keep my first finger and thumb on the udder most of the time. See how tight that teat gets? Zoom in. You can see it's kind of wrinkly right now. It's fairly full because I just started milking, but it's a little wrinkly. When I actually push the milk down into it though, it gets completely full. And then you close off with this finger and squeeze, like so. You have kind of a rolling motion to the squeezing, like this. And you can milk with both hands like this. Sometimes it takes a little practice, but it's not dreadfully hard. You can also milk with a stripping motion. This is how you strip out the cow after you've milked out most of what she has. And you basically just close your first finger and your thumb and slide down, like this. But you don't want to slide, you don't want to pinch the cow where you pull on her teat and hurt her. You just want to close it off and allow your fingers to slip down the teat. And you can milk pretty fast like this too. But you can milk fastest with more of a squeezing motion. But it really tires your hands out. Now, if you have a kicky cow, you may want to even hold the bucket underneath. And that way if she kicks, you can quickly pull it out of the way. Another tip for not losing your milk, because even the best cow will sometimes pick up a foot and put it right in the bucket. The most important thing to keep your milk is to keep the second bucket handy. And just pour it in periodically. That way, if she puts a foot in this bucket, I don't have a gallon of milk sitting in it. Now, very often a cow's back teat will produce more milk than the front teats. You might end up milking just one teat for a while. She's also holding up a little bit right now because she wants to calf, but she's behaving herself pretty well. Sometimes I like to milk both back teats at the same time because they both produce a bit more than the front. And for some reason it's easier to milk with two hands than just one, or at least I find that it is. Now, I'm going to take the camera and let Emmeline try her hand at milking for a while here. So here's Emmeline milking. Let's see how she does. And Emmeline already milked out that teat. Okay, remember, close off the top of the teat and then squeeze with your other fingers. You can do it. Good. Good job. That's right. Pretty good, but you're not filling it everything. Look. See, you take it and you kind of push the milk down in there. And then you close it with this finger. And squeeze. See? Good. Much better. Turn your hand in more, like that. Or you could use your other hand. Got that time. Very good. That's right, you're getting better squirts now. We made some progress though. You can see how much bigger the side of the udder is than the right. We've milked the right one most of the way out, even though there's still some in that back quarter. But the left side has hardly been touched.
This side?
No.
It's
This side. And a word about my position. This may seem like not the most brilliant place to sit.
This one out.
About
See?
2 feet from her hind
It's still
legs.
a little bit empty.
Oh, good job. But I know that Buttercup isn't a kicker, and she's very calm right now, so I think I'm perfectly safe here. Alright, I'm going to take over again now. Very good, Emmeline. That was a good job for pretty much your first time. Very good.
This is my little sister milking.
Here, honey. Good. Now, Francie, don't squirt me. There you go. Good job. Okay.
Ah, sorry, cat. I think my big sister will do a lot better.
Now that we're pretty much done milking, there's hardly anything left, not very much at all. It's time to start shaking the cow. And for this, you use a side-to-side motion with both hands on her udder like this. So, and this is to basically massage the milk that's still up at the top of the udder down into the bottom where you can milk it out. So I'm going to use the side-to-side motion and also a little bit of back and forth, like so. Now, there's more milk down in the bottom, and I can grab it and kind of push it down into the teats and milk it out. Same things. The last couple squirts you do with the stripping motion, just to make sure that you got it all. If you want your cow to produce really well, you need to take all her milk every day. So, that's why it's important to shake her well and to strip her thoroughly. Alright, I think she's done. And we'll go ahead and put her back into the pasture now. Now when you're all done milking, it's a good idea to teat dip your cows with iodine. This helps prevent mastitis and just really gives those teats a last good cleansing before you put her back in with the calf. We don't have the greatest teat dip cup, so I kind of have to jiggle it a little bit when I put it on the cow's udder. They're really good when you just have to squeeze it and just lift up on there. There we go. We do not always teat dip. Since we wash them with iodine in the water, it's not completely necessary, but it is a good practice. You'll see your calf. Alright, that's it. Safe handling of milk includes straining it as soon as possible, and you should always wash your hands before and after milking. Alright, now there are various ways of straining and filtering the milk. Usually, most people use a very fine coffee filter type filter. For years we used a 2-part strainer, which I actually still prefer. With the filter disc. But the reason that you strain milk is that it tends to get lots of, well, it can get hay and dirt and hair in it. Of course, good washing of the udder will take away some of that, but it's still necessary to strain it, even if you keep it very clean. Now, because this milk tote was so full, I'm spilling some. But basically, you just pour it through. There's 1 gallon. There's the other gallon. This is from 2 cows, but because it's winter, they're not producing quite as much as they will in the spring. Oh, I almost overfilled that jar. There we go. Top that one off. And we're done. Wait. I'll wash that in a minute. Just put the lids on here. I'll rinse off this jar. I'm using cold water so as not to warm up the jar unnecessarily. Today is March 3rd, so I'll label it. This is so that you can keep track of the milk in the fridge and not let it sit too long. And after you're done straining your milk, you just put it directly in the freezer, and that'll cool it off nice and chilly. And then you can put it in the fridge. So that's it on milking cows. Pretty much. You just use the raw milk however you normally would. Use regular store's milk, and there you go.